Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Probably one of the worst played series for the Baltimore Orioles in a long time. They didn't pitch very well. They didn't hit very well. For most of the series anyway, I think maybe 10% of the series they hit pretty good. Just not enough because they didn't pitch well. They didn't necessarily field that well. But that's okay. Let's get to game one. One of the weirdest baseball games I think I've ever seen. So many oddities. How often do you see an umpire have to leave the game? It's happened before. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. That's what happens, Grayson Rodriguez, who started this game for the Orioles. When you bounce a ball in front of the plate, Rutschman misses it. Or was it McCann catching? I can't remember. And it smacks the umpire right in the chin. He had his mask on, but pow, right in the kisser. Yeah, home plate umpire had to come out of the game. So, three-man umpire team. Weird. So, not too long of a break. Maybe 10 minutes-ish. For as far as, a game stoppage. Which it's not that good for a pitcher, but something you got to be able to overcome. And the runs scored here. Houston scored 9 runs in one inning, and then in an effort to try to come back, the Orioles score 7 in another inning. Wow. Very little errors. Like only 2 errors. It's just, I think part of it is, and I'm sure, what's it called now? Minute Maid Park used to be Enron Field, but that was years ago. It's a very nice looking park, but I don't know who designed the field part of that park, but I don't like that person. I don't like the Crawford boxes, or what they call them, in left field, juts in. Not that we're any better in Camden Yards now, but then you got these garage doors for the bullpens, and each one of them has 2 little nooks on each side, which a ball can ricochet around in, and all that goofiness that's out there. And it's not there anymore, but there used to be a hill in center field. Yeah, somebody put a hill in center field. So yeah, if you hit the ball to the left side of the stadium, or left side of the field, in the outfield, whole bunch of goofy shit's gonna happen out there if it gets out there far enough. I don't really like that stadium. To me, it's just the wrong way to do business, but I'm sure there are a whole bunch of other stadiums, goofy ass configurations too, weird little stupid nooks somewhere. Just makes the baseball do some crazy stuff. But as far as I'm concerned, that ballpark in Houston is the biggest culprit. And you shouldn't be allowed to have that many oddities, A section that sticks out in the left field. The stupid columns where the bullpen, a hill. It's gone, but you put a hill out there? Why? Just to mess with people trying to field a baseball? Alright, let's talk about the actual games. You can call it this. From what I saw out there, this wasn't a baseball game. Baseball game is between 2 baseball teams. To me, it looked like the Houston Astros were just playing and the Baltimore Orioles were kind of just there. Except for 1 inning. The 8th inning in this game, the Baltimore Orioles played baseball. The rest of the time, the Baltimore Orioles just weren't playing baseball. Game 1, Friday's game, Baltimore Orioles 11, Houston Astros 14. Wow. Henderson leading off, this time anyway. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, scored 3 times, walked once. Rutschman, 5 hits. Yes, that's right, 5 hits. A game where Henderson gets 3 hits and drives 3 in, and Rutschman goes 5 for 5. and you'll lose the game. Okay. Rutschman scored twice. O'Hearn 1 hit, an RBI, and a run scored. Mountcastle a hit, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Santander 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a run scored. Westberg 1 hit. Mullins 2 hits and a run scored. Mateo a hit, 2 RBIs, a run scored. Kowser pinch hitting late for some reason. Ofer. McCann, so it was McCann that started behind the plate. Ofer scored once. I mean, after missing the ball, though, it was spiked pretty badly. And just the inability to get hits. I don't know how long this team is going to go with James McCann. I mean, they keep playing with their outfielders, right? Like, there's that last position player that this team doesn't seem to know what to do with, right? Kerstad's up here. He didn't get any playing time, so you send him down. You bring up Stowers. He barely gets some playing time. Hits okay. Not that Kerstad really hit bad. You know, Jackson Holiday was up here for a time. Nothing really happened with him. Kobe Mayo did some time up here because Mateo was injured, concussion. Who was the last goofball that was up here? Nick Mayton was up here. He's now been DFA'd and Kerstad's back. Why not, like, for experimental purposes, see what happens? Find your next best catcher. Whether you want a defensive specialist or you want a more offensive guy. And bring him up here. Since it's obvious that that 13th position player spot, you don't really know what exactly you want to do with it. Why not bring a third catcher up here since you love DHing Adley Rutschman? Sounds like a great idea to me. But continue to do whatever it is that you're doing. Austin Hayes pinch hits for McCann late. Why having a third catcher might be a good idea. Does go 1 for 1. But ultimately, 18 hits and 11 RBIs, and you still lost the game. Mountcastle Rutschman with doubles, Henderson with 2, Mateo and Santander with 1 home runs. And you still lost the game. Mullins, O'Hearn, and Henderson with stolen bases. But you still lost the game. Errors, Santander throwing, Westberg fielding. Surprisingly enough, actually didn't net unearned runs. All the runs that the Houston Astros scored in this game were earned runs. As I mentioned, Grayson Rodriguez spiking a ball that knocked an umpire out. Started this game, 5 innings pitched. Terrible. Gives up 9 hits, 7 runs, as I said, all earned, 2 walks, strikes out 8. You love the 8 strikeouts, but it's like, I mean, come on now. Can you not give up 9 hits and 5 innings? Okay. Jacob Webb. Really hurts not having Coulomb around because you just have less faith in other people. And honestly, I think you're working Jacob Webb to death. I think he pitches way too much. I understand why you want him to pitch a lot. He is more of a side armor kind of dude, so not that much stress on his arm, at least, compared to somebody else that may throw more over the top. But, I mean, he needs more days off. Maybe we'll get rid of outings like this. Outings where he was technically in the game, doesn't record an out, gives up 2 hits, 4 runs, walks 2. Tate doesn't do any better. Part of it is because, where's the momentum, right? I mean, it started with Rodriguez, and then it continued to Webb and Tate. So that doesn't help. Tate does go a full inning pitched. Does give up 3 hits and 3 earned runs, though. Luckily, he doesn't walk a batter. Does strike somebody out. Nick Vespi. Wonder why he hasn't been around more from the numbers I'm seeing. Nick Vespi, 2 innings pitched in a game where the Astros scored all damn runs. Unless, I guess, by the time Vespi comes in, they're all just tired and can barely move their arms and swing the bat, I guess, because Vespi gives up no hits, no runs, no walks, strikes out 1. Really? Okay. However, I think Vespi's making his case why he should get some more appearances. Hopefully, won't bite us in the ass. Damn, phone is just buzzing. Damn, text messages and alerts. I don't know why. It's a problem with this new setup and me not using my phone anymore. Usually I take my phone to record it. I put it on Do Not Disturb. Well, I'm doing it now. I wonder if you all can hear my phone buzzing back in there. Okay. Next game, Saturday's game. Not really any better. Baltimore Orioles 1, Houston Astros 5. Jesus. Henderson leading off, of course. Ofer does walk once. Rutschman, Ofer, walks twice. O'Hearn 1 hit. Mountcastle, Ofer. Santander, Ofer. Westberg, a hit and an RBI and a run scored. Solo home run. So that's a good thing, though. I mean, he struck out 3 times on the day. And as ridiculous as it sounds compared, maybe not compared, but seeing what Mullins has done over the larger of the last month, where the Orioles are getting 4 hits total, Cedric got 2 of them. That's right, Cedric Mullins, 2 hits. Kowser, nothing. Urias, nothing. 4 hits total. And they only struck out 7 times, which isn't that much. It's the goofy-ass ballpark, I guess, And home field advantage, because if you play there, you know every nook and dumbass cranny of that ballpark like the back of your hand. But it really hurts the visitors, I guess. Mullins, triple. One of those hits was a triple. Westberg, home run. Henderson caught stealing. I don't even know why. And what ultimately wasn't a bad performance. It really wasn't. It's just 0 run support. And yes, all right, technically he did get 1, but who cares? I mean, whatever. 1 isn't going to do it because he gave up 4, I guess. Corbin Burns on the mound does throw 7 innings, so does save the bullpen, which is nice. And does it only in 90 pitches, which is very efficient. Gives up only 5 hits, which isn't great. Though, again, kind of wonky configuration, especially out there in left. Gives up 4 runs, all earned. Doesn't walk anybody, strikes out 5. It's a very nice performance. It's just, hey, offense, can y'all do something? Y'all come play baseball too? You just scored 11 runs last night in a loss. Couldn't you have saved 5 of those runs for today? No? All right, cool. Well, thanks for getting 11 runs last night. It was all for naught. Baker comes in, pitch the 8th inning. You're on the road in a loss, so you only got to pitch 8 innings, so that's nice. Does get all 3 outs in the 8th inning, but not before surrendering a hit, a run, and an earned run. Because, yes, Mr. McCormick hit his solo home run, who actually homered off a bird, too. Not a well-played baseball game. Mostly not a well-played baseball game by the Orioles offense. Everything else was okay. They did make a few errors, but not like too many. There's also another weird game. The stupid umpire at the plate is... What happened? Like, the guy was that the game before? I don't remember, but it was... I don't know how many times I've watched a baseball game and the home plate umpire forgets the count and sends the batter to first base. And it's like, no, man, it's 2-2. It's like, what? It wasn't even close. It wasn't like it was 3-2 or there were 3 balls. There ended up being 2. What? Oh my God. Yeah, some of the worst umpiring I think I've ever seen. Strike zone was just trash. It's all over the place. And not consistent for both clubs. That's an opinion. And yeah, the umpires were definitely getting it from both managers this series, which is not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Though, I mean, I guess that is fair. You're calling the game equally trash for both clubs. All right, let's get to Game 3, Sunday's game. Baltimore Orioles 1, Houston Astros 8. You scored 11 runs in the first game. You couldn't get more than 1 in each of the next 2? What the hell? What was the problem? You forgot how to hit? Whatever. Adley Rutschman playing leadoff. Okay. Did get a hit, which is nice, but that's it. Mountcastle hitting second, 2 hits. Santander, 1 hit. Couldn't line anything up, boys? Jesus. Henderson, 3 hits. Batting cleanup. Maybe he's not going to back. He doesn't seem to do too well batting cleanup. I don't know. Did walk once, which we know he doesn't like doing. He likes to hit the baseball. Look at this line. Westberg, 1 hit, 1 RBI, 1 run. Yep. Apparently one Oriole still remembered how to hit. The rest of them had no idea what to do at the plate. Hayes, 1 hit, did walk once. Mateo, over. Arias, over. Cowser, 1 hit. He got 7 hits in this game. He just couldn't string anything together. Hayes had a double. Westberg with a home run. Suarez gets a start in this one. Ugh. Another not so good performance from Albert Suarez. I mean, is this just a fatigue of playing so many games in the month of June without a day off? Maybe. I hope so. They need to change something when they're starting pitchers. Of course, that's what happens when you get 3 of them that got to have Tommy John surgery. Or some form of Tommy John-like surgery. So I guess Bradish, or was it Wells? I think it was Wells that didn't quite have full-on Tommy John surgery. They just went in there and re-upped and anchored and supported something that they had done previously. I'm not a doctor, obviously. Suarez, 5 innings pitched. Gives up 10 hits. Wow. That's a lot of hits, man. 2 hits an inning? That's not good at all. Gives up 5 runs. Also walked 3. Wow. Strikes out 3, which is cool. Wow. We'll have to see how long this Albert Suarez thing lasts, because like the first, 4 or 5 starts were pretty good. The last few have not been that good. It's like what happened a lot in the early 2000s, where the Orioles just seemed to be throwing out these starting pitchers and they would look like they would do okay. But then as their starts mount, there's a book on them, and teams just end up figuring them out and just start tagging them. And that's kind of what it looked like. Though, I mean, let's face it. We're in Houston. The Orioles were in Houston. For all we know, they figured out a new trash can to bang on. Sure looked like it the way they were hitting. So, who knows? They were caught cheating before. Sure as hell possible that they're still doing something of the like, you know. Dylan Tate, 1 full inning pitch in relief of Suarez, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs. Doesn't walk a batter, but he strikes somebody out. Keegan Aiken on for the 7th inning. Oh my God, finally a pitcher that doesn't give up any runs. 1 full inning pitch, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Oh, Nick Vespi finally gave up a run. Disappointing. Pitching the 8th inning, Nick Vespi gives up 2 hits, 1 run. Another run. But no walks, no strikeouts. Wow. It's just a poorly pitched and hit series. I mean, you gave how many, man? I lost count, like 24. No, it's 8 in this one. 27? 27 runs. You gave up 27 runs in a series. That's bad. Now, on the other hand, you were able to score, what, 13? So that's okay. Problem is, you scored 11 of them in 1 game, and you still lost. I don't like that ballpark. Oh, well, it is what it is, I guess. Oh, did I mention this? Maton gone. Maton DFA'd. Part of that was they wanted an infielder in case Westberg, that whole collision with Soto, in case it was more than what it was. Right? Turns out it's okay. I mean, he just hit 2 home runs. So, we don't need Nick Maton anymore. DFA. We'll see if he sticks around with the club. But who's coming back? Stowers, I think it's too early to bring Stowers back. And apparently they haven't decided to go with a third catcher yet. Which, I mean, to me just makes sense. You want Kjerstad to have regular at-bats, right? So why are you bringing him up? Again, you like DH and Rutschman, and you like pinch hitting for James McCann when Adley Rutschman's DHing. It'd be nice to not lose your DH, right? And have to have the pitcher back. But, I mean, do whatever. By all means, don't bring up a third catcher. And it's obviously you don't know what to do with this 13th spot for your position players because you keep rotating people in and out. Norby's been up here. This is now Kjerstad's second stint up here. You had Stowers up here. You had Jackson Holiday up here. You had Nick Maton filling the spot. Come on, man. Just bring the third catcher up. Whatever. An article written by Rock Kubatko. Apparently, because I was looking at the list of articles that were written, apparently there was a source that leaked this information last night. Which, okay. Honestly, I'm not even sure why that was even worth mentioning last night, but I mean, it's fine. Do whatever you like. But, so this is like the official thing saying he's officially here. Alright, cool. This article also written by Rock Kubatko. This was yesterday, article from yesterday. Well, in a series where we had several starting pitchers not pitch well, no relief in sight from, let's say, Dean Kramer. Because Dean Kramer's outing Saturday was, I don't even know if you can call it that. He threw 40 pitches? And he only got 2 outs. Because he gave up 5 runs. I don't know. I have no idea what happened. Best guess, he's still injured. I mean, how do you do that to, how does that happen? A major league pitcher goes down to AAA, gives up 5 runs, 5 hits. Needs 40 pitches to get 2 outs. He's got to still be injured. I didn't get this schedule. Damn. Or I did it earlier and then I forgot. All right, whatever. Have heard no official ruling that Dean Kramer is injured. It's just, it sure sounds like an injury. But who knows? All right, let's get to the schedule. Enough of this. Game with the Guardians tonight. Cleveland Guardians in town for a 3-game series. A very rare 3-game series. All the games scheduled for 6:35. Haven't seen that in a long time. That's right. Monday scheduled for 6:35. Tuesday scheduled for 6:35. Wednesday scheduled for 6:35. All at Camden Yards. That is going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Looking at the schedule here. Thursday game against the Rangers, so no day off coming up. The next edition of Ryno's Orioles Report will be Thursday ahead of the start of the Texas Rangers at Baltimore Orioles series. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.